So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today's discussion on exploring effective assessment method beyond written tests. My name is Nur Aimin Alifuddin, and I'll be moderating these sessions. So, the goal of our discussion is to share insight and best practices for assessing students in ways that go beyond traditional written exams. So, we'll be focusing on methods like oral tests, observation, practical tests, fieldwork projects, and portfolios. So today we have our Mr. Tesukang, who is a manager, and we also have Peggy Petrus, who is also a high school teacher, and we have also Nurul Azmi binti Idris, a lecturer. Okay, so feel free to share your thoughts and engage with one another. So please keep your contribution concise so everyone has a chance to speak. So now let's dive in specific methods and explore how they can enhance our learning outcomes. Now let's start with Mr. Sukang. So he is a manager with a well-known experience in dealing with meetings, presentations, and interview. So Mr. Sukang, please share your insights on why oral test is the best practices.
Okay, thank you, Miss Moderator. Hello, everyone. I'm Sukang here. As a parent, today I'm talking as a parent because I've been working as a manager. Then we always deal with meeting, presentation, and interview. I can roughly gauge from observation how a student uh, have to put emphasis on the oral test other than all the written tests. So first, let me just roughly go through what we know about oral tests. Oral tests can be a few different formats. First one may be presentation on a prepared topic for an individual or group, live, recorded, or anything. Then second one may be the simulation or demonstration of skill individual with others. It's like mock. Then third one, which I emphasize a lot, is just like interview or discussion to assess a student knowledge or skill. So if we know this is all the oral test category, so why we want to introduce this oral encourage oral test? Because they have few advantages to assess a student. Okay, some of the advantages is like they provide a comprehensive, interactive, authentic method of evaluating the student knowledge and skill. Okay, then student prepare for professional challenge. In school, maybe they can write well, but then they have to ultimately face the real world. So in order to prepare students for professional challenge by enhancing their critical thinking, problem solving, and oral communication skill, because we know most of the recruitment they go through interview. They also offer a platform to demonstrate communication skill, critical thinking in real time. For example, students have to react to the interviewer spontaneously. So by doing this, they really help build confidence. It's an essential attribute when facing interview. So these are some of the advantages I noticed and from all the interviewee. So we know we think students should have go through this oral test so that prepare them to face the real world challenge. But then in school, we also need to think about how a educator um, have a structure and effective fairness and inclusive in doing this oral test assessment. Of course, a few important point. Even though it's a oral test, we must emphasize on the factual contents. So the facts must be there so that they have the knowledge in the oral test. Then other than written test, the other thing will be like presentation skill, which is not applicable in written test. So in presentation skill, we can test their command in languages and even the body language, how they use all these body languages in their test. Of course, when come to the critical one will be their problem solving skill, real time problem solving skill, when we throw out some question, they have to use their knowledge to react to the question. So by having this assessment, we given marks to all the facts, their presentation, and see how student react to the problem solving and critical thinking. I think this is a fair assessment we can consider for educator to assess a student on the oral test. Of course, when oral test is concerned, we know this will student will face a challenge. Why? Because they will face the pressure, real time questioning, the fears of verbal, so that when written exam, they will have time to revise their answer. But then oral test, they have to speak immediately, respond immediately. So they have to continue practice. So if we start introduce this oral test, what we shall do in our normal learning process, which is I think in classes, teachers or even lecturer should encourage some two-way interactive way of learning and teaching, so that encourage student to speak and give opinion, give comment, and start from small presentation, group project, so that they have the experience. Then when come to so-called final year end oral test, then they are ready for that. So this is some of my opinion. I think oral test still can be a good way of assessment student. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, thank you, Mr. Suka. So, all in all, we can understand that oral tests can evaluate not just knowledge, but also communications and critical thinking skills. So, let's now go to make Miss Peggy Petrus. What do you think the best practice when it comes to observational assessment as a high school teacher?
So observation allows more holistic view of student development. So observation can capturing behavior, the skills of the student, and the learnings
Mhm.
of the student. So we in a teacher, as a teacher, we set a clear objective for observation. So before we in class, I always teach the student the objective of this chapter so that they know what are they expect to learn from this chapter, expect for preparation, what they need to learn, and they can prepare before the chapter begin. And we use various of observation techniques. So we mostly observe the student progress and skill by using informal observation. So this includes casual or unstructured observation during regular class activity. So we can observe the student interacting among their peers, engaging tasks, presenting their ideas. And lastly, I think based on observation, we teacher can offer suggestion on how the student can improve their skill or their suggested areas for improvement. So this will help the student to understand the progress and improve their learning skill more beyond from their comfort zone. I think that's all for my point, moderator.
Thank you, Miss Peggy. So, from your side, we can understand that also that observation allow us to assess behaviors, collaboration, and problem solving in real time. But how about you, Nurul Azni, as a lecturer? Um, with this practical applications and fieldwork, and also projects and portfolios, what, how does this methods can be the best practice other than traditional methods?
Mm, Thank you, Miss Moderator, and hello everyone. So I am Nur Azni, a lecturer in Polytechnic in Malaysia. So in my point of view, I think the practical application is very important for the student in their real life, because like because it because the practical evaluation involves assessing how well the individual can apply theoretical knowledge in classroom, specifically to the real world situation, to make them highly relevant for a student or even professional. uh, the practical evaluation allow for the development and assessment of practical skills such as problem solving, critical thinking, and also a decision making. So that what students learn in classroom can be applied to the real life. Even though for example, in internship, they will apply what they learn in classroom in the real work situation. For the field work, it involves the student to apply their learning in real world environment, such as conducting a research in the field. For example, a science student conduct a field work, which is do a research in marine environment. Okay, I just give you example. Such as a marine biology student will do the field work in the beach or near to the marine area to get the research done. So what they have learned theoretically in the classroom will be applied to the fieldwork so that they can understand better. And also the teacher can assess them how they are understanding in the classroom to be um, to be to be done in the fieldwork. And also the fieldwork working in community setting or engaging their internship as well. So it will like in secondary, maybe they will not have this the situation of how they will apply their learning into the real world. But in university, they will start to learn about that. So that, in my opinion, in Malaysia, education have to start doing this from the secondary, not only wait until their degree time or college time. Um, the effectiveness of the fieldwork to allow learner to understand how the academic knowledge apply every work, same as what I have talked before. And then also for the it will impact for the long-term learning and the skill retention, and also it's good for their professional development, because fieldwork helps the student to develop the professional skills such as the teamwork, the communication, and problem solving in authentic environments. Other than that, the assessment, other than assessment in practical in fieldwork, we also can enhance to do a project. For example, like do a team project so that the student can create the creativity and also problem solving. It's allowed uh, the student to demonstrate creativity, innovation, problem solving skill while working something tangible. This kind of thing really important to be applied in the real world, um, for example in their working environment soon. And then last but not least, for the portfolio is a collection of work that demonstrate the progress and development of a learner. I think this is not really important as the practical fieldwork and the project, but this is kind of same thing. The portfolio also can can enhance their skill, their creativity, their critical thinking skill, how they will progress their portfolio to make sure the portfolio to be done with the time frame, the time given by the teacher or by the lecturer. I think that is my point of view for the assessment based on practical fieldwork project and also portfolio. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Nurul Azmi. That was such a great insights and experience shared by you. So, in conclusion, I can take that is that practical tasks and fieldwork connect classroom knowledge with real-world application, whereas project and portfolio allow for comprehensive long-term evaluation. So, is there any aspect in today's discussion you'd like to explore further for each every one of you? Is there?
No, my side, I
Okay.
think, yeah.
Okay, so thank you for all your thoughtful
Yeah.
contribution to today's discussion, especially on alternative assessment methods. So we've highlighted the value of oral test observation, practical work, fieldwork projects, and portfolios in creating a more comprehensive evaluation of student learning. So these methods not only enhance the curriculum but also foster skills like critical thinking, creativity, and real-world applications. So as we continue to innovate in this education, so let's prioritize assessment that reflect the diverse abilities of our learners. And I hope today's insight inspire you to explore and implement these approaches in your own practices. So thank you once again, and I look forward to seeing how these ideas take shape in your classroom. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.